Hiya, kiddos. Thanks for joining Barkley and me and Bluey in Grandpa Ken's reading time. We're going to have fun today. We're going to go to the neighborhood that Mr. Rogers made, and we're going to visit his friend. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Absolutely. Daniel. We're going to go to Daniel's neighborhood today and have some fun. He goes to the playground. Oh, I used to love to take my kiddos to the playground. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and Daniel and his family were at the playground with Prince Wednesday and Miss Helena. "Hi, neighbor," said Daniel. "Margaret and I are swinging. One day she'll be big enough to go on a big kid swing, just like me. Right, Margaret?" Dan, said Margaret as she watched Daniel. See, he's her big brother, and she calls him Dan because his name's Daniel. After swinging, Daniel and his friends decided to play circus. Oh, how fun. Daniel's mom and dad sat down nearby to watch the show with baby Margaret. First, Prince Wednesday swung on the flying trapeze, and next Miss Helena walked the tightrope forward and backwards. Then it was Daniel's turn to juggle. See, look at that. See, he's really not on the trapeze, kiddos. You can't do that at your playground, but you can pretend, and pretending and making your own story is good. It's an imagination. And now Daniel Tiger, the Gorific, will do his Tiger-tastic juggling act, said Daniel proudly. Daniel threw 1, 2, 3 juggling balls up in the air. "Mom, Dad, look at me! Look at me," Daniel exclaimed as he tried to catch the balls. But Daniel's mom and dad weren't looking at Daniel. They were helping Margaret. Oh, we know how that is when there's a baby. The baby needs special attention. You got to share that time with the grown-ups. Yeah. Daniel, he felt sad, though, when he realized they didn't even see him juggle. Daniel walked over to his mom and dad. "You didn't see me juggling," he said. "I'm sorry, Daniel," said Mom Tiger. "Your sister needed us." "But I needed you too," said Daniel. "I needed you to watch me juggle." "Ooh," did Daniel. "Well, yeah, but see, when the baby, you just gotta, Margaret needed them, see?" "I know it can be hard when we need to pay attention to Margaret," said Mom Tiger. It's hard," said Daniel. It feels different. Before Margaret, you used to watch me all the time." "Oh, kiddos, have you experienced that?" "Yeah, that's true," said Mom. "It is different with Margaret around, but when a baby makes things different, find a way to make things fun." Daniel tried to think of a way Margaret could make things more fun. He thought and he thought until Margaret toddled over to Daniel, rolling the juggle balls toward him. "That gives me an idea," Daniel exclaimed. "Baby Margaret can help me with juggling act, and then everyone can watch both of us. That will be lots of fun." "Ga, ga, ga, ga," said Margaret. Yeah. Presenting Daniel the Gorific and his sister and juggling helper, Margaret the Magnificent, announced Daniel. Daniel tossed a ball to Margaret, and Margaret rolled it back to him. They were juggling together. At this time, everyone was watching. See, this time everyone was watching because the baby didn't need any attention. Playing circus on the playground was so much fun. Daniel made believe that he was performing in a real circus. See, that's your imagination, kiddos. You want to use that. "It's time for the circus parade," announced Elena After Daniel and Margaret had finished their act, everyone lined up. Daniel and Prince Wednesday and Miss Alana all got in line, and Margaret got in line too. No, Margaret, this parade is just for big kids, said Daniel. Daniel and his friends paraded around the swings and the sandbox, but everywhere they went, Margaret went too. Yep, you know how the little one is. She's gonna follow. Mom, said Daniel, I don't want Margaret to be in this parade. She's too little. Said Mom. I wonder if we can make room for everyone in the parade, even little tigers. That would be different, said Daniel. It will be different when a baby makes things different. Find a way to make things fun, Mom reminded Daniel. Daniel looked over at Margaret and she made a silly face, and he kind of giggled. Margaret, you are silly. Just then, Daniel got a terrific idea. Maybe Margaret can be the clown in our parade. That would be different and fun, said Daniel. Boo, 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 said Margaret. I think she was saying that was a good idea. Let the parade begin, again said Daniel happily, and they all paraded around the playground together. See? In the neighborhood, you got to be friendly with everybody. That's the way it is. I loved playing in the playground today with Margaret, said Daniel. Do you have a baby in your family? How do you feel when things are different? It's different for me with baby Margaret, but now I know that different can be fun. Ugga mugga. Yeah, that's Daniel's Ugga mugga. Kiddos, when that baby comes, it's different, but make it different fun because you love them. It's your brother or sister. Just love it because it's part of you guys, your whole family. Thank you, kids, for joining me. Know that I'm always here 24/7. Anytime you want me to read to you, just visit us. Have a great day. And remember, your smile is good if you smile at others. See you later, kiddos.